What's up, YouTube? This is your boy John from John Builds Detroit, and we're gonna jump right into it with the top 5 building trades. Now, I'm gonna say this. These trades are all important. Before you go getting butt hurt, let me just say, all trades matter, okay? All trades matter. I love all trades. It's all necessary. The drywall is necessary. The paint is necessary. The flooring is necessary. The carpentry is necessary. The HVAC is necessary. The electrical is necessary. The plumbing is necessary. It's all necessary. So all trades matter. So don't get butthurt. But if you do get butthurt, just type it up in the comments and let me know how much I don't know what I'm talking about. And we can debate it. We can chop it up. We can talk about it. We can figure out if I'm right or if you're right. I'm betting that I'm right, but you tell me if you're right. If you agree with me, just say, yeah, that's right, John. You right. John Builds, you right. You know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about, bro. And we just go from there. Okay, top 5 trades. Let me just also add this one last thing. We're gonna pick these trades off of basically 4 categories. Okay, number 1 is it easily accredited? Can you get a license for it easy? Is that hard? Can you get it by just filling out a sheet of paper? Or do you gotta wait? Do you gotta go through a whole apprenticeship or whatever? That all matters. The skill of the craft. Is there any particular skills to the craft that like somebody else just can't do? Some stuff, everybody just can't do it. How challenging is it? Is it very challenging to learn your trade? Think about it now. Think about it. Think about it. If it's not that challenging, then you're gonna probably come up pretty low. All right, last one to determine if this is a good trade or not is the GND effect, which is the girl next door effect. If the girl next door can do your trade after watching 2 YouTube videos,
it's alright, bro. It's alright. I'm sorry, your trade ain't that good. Your trade just ain't that good. Your trade ain't that good, bro.
Here we go. We're gonna go through it again. Easily accredited. Skill of the craft. Is it challenging? And the GND effect. Girl next door, in case you do it. Just after watching the YouTube video. Okay? All right. Girls can do everything. That's not what I'm saying. My number 5 trade. My lowest barrier trade, it's the lowest barrier of entry to me. I just think anybody could do it, is painting. Number 5 is painting. Painting is a trade that literally anybody can do. I mean, if you got 2 hands and 2 arms and they can lift and go up and down and up and down, you can paint. If you can do this, you can paint. Even if you ain't a great painter, even if you color outside the lines when you were in kindergarten, whatever it is,
anybody can paint.
I mean, if you can just take your time and stay in the lines, and I say this, like, I'm a pretty decent painter. Like, I can trim and cut without using tape. I do use tape still because it's faster, but I can trim and cut without tape if I want to. If I want to get real jiggy and real surgical with it, I can paint anything kind of like on the level of a painter. I've painted with painters before. My granddad was an excellent painter. My dad was an excellent painter. My brother is an excellent painter. Like, and they will all tell you like, yo, John can paint. Like, I got some skills in painting. It's just like.
But I don't even like to brag about it because it's so low level. Like, it's not really that technical to be able to paint. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it ain't that hard. So.
Painting is out of here. Number 4, the number 4 trade that is on my list of top trades has to be carpentry. And this one might make some of y'all big mad. Don't get big mad.
All trades matter.
All trades do matter. Okay, but don't get big mad about this. Carpentry is kind of like you're just taking trees and putting them together in certain ways so they can hold stuff. Like, carpentry is not that difficult, y'all. It's not that difficult. It's just like, if you just take your time and measure things, like, how long should this board be? Oh, 14 inches and a quarter. 14 and a quarter, you mark it, you're done. 14, and cut it right there at that mark. Don't cut it at 14 and a half. Don't cut it at 14 and 3/8. Cut it at 14 and a quarter. Like, what is hard about that? I don't understand how people be messing that up. It's measuring. Like, measure what you cut it, make sure it's plumb and level, shoot it, screw it, glue it, whatever. Now, I say this about carpentry. I love carpentry. I love doing woodworking. I love doing finished woodworking. I love making cabinets. I made my own coffee table. I made this whole table thingy over here in my living room. I don't even know what you call it. I made that, but I love doing carpentry. I'll put the pictures up here. Jesus was a carpenter. The man himself up above was a carpenter. So like, how can I hate on that too much? Carpentry, get out of here. Boom. Okay, number 3. Number 3 is plumbing. Plumbing is number 3. And before all you plumbers start cabbage patching and feeling good about yourself, because you're gonna get a medal, you're getting that bronze medal, whatever. Don't feel too jiggy with it because you barely made it. The only reason plumbing made it over carpentry is because if plumbing goes wrong, you get all wet. Wet, like all your stuff get wet. Your drywall gets wet. Now you gotta repaint. Now your flooring get wet. You gotta redo your floor. Your floor will swell up. Like, you don't want water on certain things in your house. That's the whole purpose of having a house, is to shelter you from the wind and the rain and the water and the snow and all things that are wet and all that whatever stuff. So plumbing makes the cut. There are some things about plumbing that I like doing plumbing too. I can do a little plumbing. Like, I like running plumbing lines and stuff like that. And let me say, technology has made plumbing so easy, really. Like, I used to know how to sweat pipe and all that. I used to sweat pipe and everything. I did my bathroom some years ago, back in like 04. Redid my whole bathroom. I read a book, a Black & Decker book, and I learned how to sweat pipe. Like, I taught myself how to sweat pipe in like an hour or 2. I read it, and I've seen people do it before, but I read it, see how, oh, flux, okay, it goes on the inside. Oh, it sucks through, okay, yeah, it's not that hard.
It's not that hard. Something ain't that hard.
Now they got PEX. Just crimp that thing off. Now they got this whole other new thing. I'm gonna put it right here. This tool is amazing. It stretches out the connector, and then you put the plumbing pipe on there, and it just closes naturally on itself. It makes a everlasting bond. You can't even pull it apart. I'm like, wow, game changer. Game changer. Anybody can do plumbing. The tricky part about plumbing is drains. Like, in my head, I would think like, oh, well, I want this to drain down. Let me put this boy at a hot 45 angle and just let everything run. No, it don't run like that. You gotta have things at the right pitches. The pitches are everything. I'm gonna say this, I've never even attempted to do the pitches, but I know I can. I know I can watch a YouTube video or 2 and set the pitches just perfect. I mean, in fact, I did it in my basement, but like, I can set the pitches just perfect and they gonna work just right. It's just like, what's the pitch? Tell me what it is. Okay, I put a level on it, blah, blah, blah. I'm done. Okay, whenever it's on something like when it's down to the final 2 and they put the last 2 up, and then they're like, they'll be the last 2 and they'll be like, and you are second place, and then automatically everybody knows this guy is first place. Like, every time they done something like that, it always takes me like an extra 3 seconds. I'll be like, wait, what? Who won? Oh, he won. Yeah, that's it, because he's second. That means he's first. Like, it always used to throw me off a little bit. Call me slow, whatever. So, number 2, it's 2 left here. I'm gonna bring in electrical, and I'm gonna bring in HVAC. Those are my top 2 trades. Let me tell you who is number 2. Number 2 is HVAC. HVAC is number 2. HVAC, don't get mad. Hey, I got a lot of respect for people that do HVAC. HVAC workers, technicians, mechanical heating, cooling guys, blah, 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 whatever you want to call it. They got a lot of 10 knocker name, whatever names you want to come up with for HVAC guys. Like, I got some respect for them. Like, they do a lot. They do a lot. Like, they legit be like into everything. They dang near are like, they do a little bit of electrical work and they do a little bit of plumbing work. So they between the 2, the 3 and the 1. But they be doing like valves and stuff like, and they have like all these connections, and then they gotta it's a lot. HVAC has to deal with a lot. They have to deal with gas. I would never attempt to install a furnace. I don't think I would ever try. Like, it's not even necessary for me to do it. Like, I'd rather pay somebody to do that part, because that's something that I want to have that piece of. I'll just pay somebody to do it. And plus, air circulation is super important. And they have to do a lot of math for that. Like, these guys be like writing stuff out. Like, the HVAC guys be like, How big is it? How many walls is it? Where's the windows? All of this stuff. Like, they making all these calculations and stuff, and I'd be like, dang, like, dude, just tell me how big it is or whatever. Like, and I can do my thing. But HVAC guys don't mess around. Like, they have a lot of information that they gotta know. They have a lot of knowledge. They have a lot of, like, it's kind of like they no joke. And then they don't go into boilers. Like, boilers is a whole nother world. HVAC, you got my respect. But unfortunately, you're number 2. Let me tell you why you're number 2 real quick. Let me tell you why you're number 2. The reason why you're number 2 is because you need number 1. You need electricity. You can't do nothing if you don't have electricity. You can wire a disconnect, but if the electrician don't send power to that disconnect, you're done. If electrician don't have that electrical panel in, you're done. So electrical, you are number 1. You are the champion. Okay, I see you, baby boy. Yes, it is not something that's easily accredited. You gotta wait 4 years to get your journeyman license. You gotta wait like 6 years before you can become a master electrician. Then you gotta take the master's exam. You have to keep renewing your license every 2 years. It's no joke. Like, electrical is no joke. It is so much involved in the electrical. And let's go back a step. Everybody needs electrical. Everybody. Every trade is waiting on electric. Try to do plumbing in the house with no power. Everybody would be calling, when's the electricity gonna get here? Nobody cries about, when is the plumbing gonna get in? We don't care. Nobody cares. Like, when is the HVAC? Okay, in the wintertime, you don't want no cold house, but they got heaters and stuff for that, whatever. But it's nothing you do, but that's only in certain climates, whatever. Like, we don't care. Like, we don't need you. You need us. I think this is a perfect time for me to go back and say,
all trades matter. All trades matter. Don't get butthurt. All trades matter.
if you do get butthurt, you can leave it in the comments. But back to electrical. Electrical is everything. It is insanely dangerous, first of all.
Literally end your life. It will end your life. Do you have a reason to end your life? Then mess with the electricity because it doesn't play.
Spoiler alert, I'm a master electrician. Yes, I am. This is how I know electrical is the best trade. It's the best. Now, you just keep watching these series and I'm gonna go through a few more things and about a few more trades. I'm gonna show you what trades make the most money. So if you're a young man or young woman, you can get into these trades. Yeah, that's it. That's our video. The best trades.